relinquish our creativity to AI?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't really being creative anyway. I feel like humans have gotten lazy.
I don't think there's still gonna be competitive humans.
Of course there will be. But I'm saying, like, what if they can't compete with the AI?
We're gonna have to.
It's gonna force you to level up.
There's people that bullshit.
The AI gonna level up too.
Yeah, so it's gonna force humans to keep going.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, you play games, right? Mm-hmm. Now we playing on expert. Everybody has to play on expert. Some niggas is gonna get their ass whooped, but some niggas is gonna be able to keep up with that expert. That's just the way shit
it's like
goes.
playing against the computer.
Yeah, we're right now we're playing chess against the computer. Yeah, and now that shit is gonna be intermediate. Sean Johnson, Ohed Steph, Sade Renee, welcome back to another episode of the IC.
Hey guys.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, sir. Happy New Year, everybody.
Everybody. Yeah.
How new is the New Year new for?
I think for
it's not new, guys.
Nah, it's still.
How's it a new year if everything's dead and dormant, sleep and it's cold outside?
Oh my God, she came in here with the morbid.
No, it's not morbid. It's just like I don't know if y'all want to get into it, but this calendar is not the calendar. How's it 2015 in Ethiopia?
I mean, I feel you.
The New Year's is in March.
But it's a state of mentality.
Nah, my nigga.
It's just a state of mentality is what I'm saying. Like for us.
It's the European standard that they forced on us.
I'm all with you on that. I 100% agree.
It's true. What do you think April Fool's Day is? People were celebrating New Year's. And they just spread the rumor that they're fools. Because that's why it became like April Fool's Day and it became pranks because people were celebrating the New Year and they wanted to make them look foolish, so they turned it. Yeah, that's the real New Year. Everything's coming alive. It's springtime. Everything's coming, budding. The trees are getting leaves again.
But is that all over the world or is that just?
Yeah, yes. So they like the colonizers. They came over the Roman Empire.
No, but I mean like springtime can't be springtime everywhere.
No, so the northern hemisphere, it's the opposite. The northern hemisphere, when it's springtime over here, or whatever it is over here, it's the opposite over there.
Okay.
So like right now it's summer.
All right. Well,
on the other side.
All right. I mean, all right. I'm all right. So we're gonna get into that. I'm just saying. For me, my mentality is like I'm just saying.
Let's start off with how everybody's doing.
That's first. What I'm saying.
I don't know what she getting into.
I'm not trying to like discredit what you're saying.
I don't care. I do that shit everywhere I go. I don't care. What's new about it? What's new about it? What's new?
I'm just trying to say, like, it's been a hot minute. You know what I mean? We back over here. It's been a while. I missed y'all. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I'm happy to be back.
Podcast. You know what I mean? It's been everybody.
Technically, it's a new season for us.
Yes, I'm trying to start fresh and like new vibes, new energy, new goals and shit. I get it. Everybody hates the cliche New Year, new me, but I feel like they're having a jump start to like, all right, bullshit ends here. Let's start something else.
But why do people choose to do that on the New Year? You can start that any day.
You can start it
any day. Why does everybody wait till January to do that?
Because everybody's
it's hibernation season.
Everybody's on the same accord.
That's what it is.
Everybody in society, we celebrate together.
This one time.
We go through like societal changes together,
and I feel like that right there, having everybody on board, knowing that this is the date that we're saying it's the new year, whatever, regardless of the truth or the validity of that, but everybody knows that January 1st is New Year's, the New Year day, and I feel like it kind of gives us a sense of accountability, like. Oh, you still on that shit that you was on last year? You know what I mean? Like, or you still on the shit that you've been on? It's kind of like, nah, I gotta mix shit up. I gotta like, if I was working at level 5, I gotta take it up to level 7. You know what I mean?
I think it's really just a metric that everybody gets to be on together.
Yeah.
Okay, last year, how many videos did you upload? Or how much money did you make? Another metric. You get what I'm saying? By the end of the year, we get taxes and we can all figure out how well we did. It's just what Sade's saying makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Because that's not how you start a new year, like just technically and like logically. But just to be on the same accord with everybody.
It's like a clock. It's like a clock, my nigga. Like it don't matter really what time it is. I mean, it does matter, but for the purposes we're addressing, like we all need to know what time we get off of work. Like 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? 9 to 5.
We have to. I get what you're saying, Sade, but we have to do things together.
Yeah, we got it.
Everybody has to.
I think
that's the problem.
No, it's not. I don't.
Yeah, it is.
I think you're being hypocritical.
How am I being hypocritical? I believe in a collective. However, the collective kind of is agreeing upon something that was given to them that's not ours. So I get what you're saying. I get it. It's like there's energy in numbers. I get it. I completely get it. I just think something different. That's it. I get it. I completely get it. I'm not saying y'all are wrong. I'm not shitting on what y'all saying. I just know what I know, and I feel what I feel, and I just keep the vibe going. I don't wait for the calendar to tell me what to do.
And that's what's up.
That's it.
That's it.
I change when I'm ready to change. If I have a goal, it's already been set before January 1st.
I respect it.
That's all. That's it.
But anyways, anybody got...
I'm oppositional as fuck. I don't care.
The contrarian. Nah, but so what's going on with everybody's life? What's new? For me, I'm gonna start off. Actually, I'm gonna talk. You ain't gonna answer. I'm just gonna tell you. I fucked up in school last semester, so you know what I mean. I'm on a different path. I'm like, I will not fail in anything I'm doing. That's my goal. That's my mantra. I'm not failing. We gonna upload more. We gonna stream more. We gonna learn more. We are going to go level 9,000. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean?
Super Saiyan.
Going Super Saiyan 22 on their ass. 23 actually. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it right. But I'm attacking. I'm in attack mode from now on until further notice.
What about you, Shadi?
I don't know. A lot of new shit started for me last year. I mean, the new semester does start, but I started a new job. You know,
Congrats.
Things are. I feel like just the cycles. I don't know. My cycles are a little different, but it's just like I'm always looking to evolve.
Nice.
I'm never looking to stay the same, and I'm not waiting for a day on the calendar to decide that.
Respect.
I decided because I need it. My life was calling for it. And right now, I don't know. It's my hibernation season. It's plotting season. I come alive in the springtime. So right now, I'm just head down, focused on whatever I was doing. I'm just going to keep it going.
Nice.
I like the same thing I was telling you guys before. The business, longevity, active income, creative knowledge goals. I would just keep working on those. Yeah. It's almost like every month I restart almost.
I recalibrate like every 3 to 6. Okay. Every 3 to 6, I just check in. I feel like it's supposed to be like a constant. You know, if you just keep going and you don't know what your direction is, your aim, and it changes. You know, like I feel like right now, a lot of things are transforming. So it's appropriate to relook things.
Yo, I notice right now, like a lot of people are having a hard time.
Yeah,
you notice that?
Yeah,
like just like
grocery prices.
Everything,
bro. It's like $9 for some eggs.
Everything.
Yeah, milk is like $7.
Like,
what the fuck is going on
right now? The motherfuckers that's playing right now. I feel bad for anybody that's like not on this shit, not like really taking shit serious and like floating through life.
It's gonna be hard.
This shit is like, cause even the people that are attentive, or it's getting tough for them. So I can only imagine what they're gonna go through.
It's definitely getting hard out here. I'm not gonna lie.
But I noticed like a lot of people are having a hard time. It's like, you know, when Sade talks about like retrogrades and like what's explain a retrograde?
A retrograde is basically when a planet appears to be moving backwards. So everything's like whatever planet the retrograde in, it's moving slower and it's calling you to pay attention to it. So like right now it's Mercury in retrograde. Communication, technology, big thinking, logical thinking, reason, practicality, communication. Like those things are gonna like seem like they're stalled or a lot more difficult to facilitate through, but it's literally just calling you to pay attention to it. Like that's all it is. Like it's literally like seasons and cycles. And the people who are having a hard time, they're being called to look at what they're having a hard time with. It's deeper than the surface of like, oh, my car broke down. Have you been maintaining your car? Do you appreciate your car? Oh, my relationship, we arguing a lot. Have y'all been communicating? Are y'all on the same page? Should y'all even be together? Or are you thinking you had a hard time in school, like, and your grades is fucked up? Have you been really paying attention and focused on what you're focused on? Or are you distracted? So it's just really like time slowing. It's almost like time slowing and building these, like bringing things to the surface so you can pay attention to.
Right.
Indeed.
That's all it is. So if you're having a hard time, what are you having a hard time with? And what does that really mean? Not on a surface level, but like deeper than that.
It's crazy. Like, when you think about like how fast the world is changing, I was just watching a couple videos on like AI.
Oh, I
and
love
like
that shit.
And how AI is just gonna
create art and shit.
Yeah,
so
just
cool.
like it's gonna like wipe out a bunch of jobs. They're talking about AI with dating apps. They're talking about AI with like just like office work, and the shit is really smart.
Yeah, my man Elon said, "Chill out, niggas is not listening."
I think it might get to a point where it's chill out, but right now I think we're exploring like the fun parts of AI. Right. Like you can like I did. I'm looking to do a short film, right? And all I have to do is type in the sentence, and the AI would finish the short film for me.
I don't like that.
So
I don't like that at all.
The reason I think it's good is because it's gonna make us step our standard of creativity up.
Or the complete opposite. Niggas is like, bro, like what if...
you're saying we're going to relinquish our creativity to AI?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't really being creative anyway. I feel like humans have gotten lazy.
I don't think... There's still going to be competitive humans.
Of course there will be. But I'm saying, like, what if they can't compete with the AI?
We're going to have to.
It's going to force you to level up.
There's people that bullshit.
The AI going to level up too.
Yeah, so it's going to force humans to keep going.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like, you play games, right? Now we playing on expert. Everybody has to play on expert. Some niggas is gonna get their ass whooped, but some niggas is gonna be able to keep up with that expert. That's just the way shit goes.
It's like playing against the computer.
Yeah.
We're right now we're playing chess against the computer.
Yeah.
And now that shit is gonna be intermediate. That's why it's gonna be so like. Even though I saw Nike had a couple concepts.
Oh,
like
that Nike AI shit is so fucking cool.
And like they told AI to make like it's like fall collection or whatever like that, right? And you saw all of these futuristic like what 2023 Nike should really look like, and it made
we thought it was gonna look like.
It made me realize that we've been like slacking on creativity. Like Kanye has it close, but no cigar.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
you
that.
Gotta show me this. I gotta see this.
It's like that space
I'll
muffin
send you
look,
some shit.
But it's more
edgy. Is cool. It's like it has layers. It has textures.
It's just it reminds me of. I don't even know how to explain it. It reminds me of like you found like a cave on Mars, and it's smooth and it's like I don't really know.
AI be doing some shit.
It's just advanced architecture. It reminds me of, and it's just like it just makes me realize that we're gonna get to a new level of creativity because we're gonna be forced to get there. You know?
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm kind of like, ooh, like Will Smith in the iRobot, bro. Like, I love technology, which is it's funny because that's my thing. Like, I love tech. I'm a tech junkie. I'm a nerd when it comes to computers and all that shit. But it's just like,
I just sent you a link.
It's still. I'm gonna check it out. It still scares me because it's like when something is designed to be better. It's kind of like, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of people, it brings comfort and laziness. Like, for instance, like the calculator. Like there was a time when people was like, like the norm for math. It was just like, bro, like, or just Google, bro.
But I feel like that's kind of like with anything that's different from what we're used to, it's like you're going to lose some of the old fashioned, because there's a lot, like nobody wants to drive around on a horse and carriage anymore.
No, I get
cars.
that. I'm not talking about.
But there was a lot of things
but
about cars that made them people who's driving horse and carriages uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's like the one constant in life is change.
No, I'm not.
And I think there's gonna be some things that, like, there's gonna be some people that it's not gonna be suited well for. They're gonna take the easy way out and be lazy, plug into the fucking matrix,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
become. You ever seen the movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
There's gonna be some people who's them fat people riding around in them scooters.
Yeah, and that's
but
what
there's
I'm
gonna be
worried
some.
about.
But what? Worry about them. They weak. They're weak. Are you weak?
I feel like
are you gonna give in to
it? It's just being humane.
Nah.
Like I feel like there's like jobs are gonna be taken. I feel like
I think it's gonna
like
force.
for instance, like our parents or grandparents, well, our parents maybe before GPS, they knew how to work a map. Nigga, if you ever get lost, that'll help you. You don't got no GPS. What are you gonna do?
I think it's survival of the fit. I think it's a new form of like that Darwin's theory people talk about.
I understand that.
Theory of evolution.
I think there's it calls for like humans and society to step up. Like I get what you're saying, that a lot of people are gonna fall short, but there has to be a separation between people that want to live a life of leisure and people that actually want to move society. You know, I think we need to separate the men from the boys. Finally.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
How we grew up, and like, you know how they depict bullying on TV, like on some like Zach Morris and shit like that. That's kind of fake, but like the real shit that we'd experienced, like real dangers. Like us growing up in high school, the high school was a dangerous motherfucking place.
OD.
Like we know niggas that died in high school or for like crazy shit. Like high school was dangerous. I'm scared to have the kids that are today. Like kids of today are like, we're doing. I like the fact that today's generation is more communicative, and they're trying to like be cognitive mental health. But I feel like, and granted, I'm not trying to go on this major tangent. I know this is a little different, but I feel like kids today are softer, which that's as not a silver lining, but as a sub effect is that yes, we're more aware of cyberbullying and all these things, but we're creating softer kids.
But I think there's two sides to everything.
Hold on, let me finish. So I feel like we're creating softer kids, and in the end of the day, like when hardship comes, they're not gonna know what to fucking do about it. So that with technology, I'm not saying we should halt AI. I don't think that's the case. I'm just pointing out something that we should be aware of, and there needs to be something that's proactive rather than reactive. Like something needs to be set in place where these things cannot cause demise for the future. I don't feel like I just like listening to kids nowadays and like the thing like the suicide. Ooh, I don't know what to say. Anyways, the unaliving rate is like crazy. It's just like, bro, like we're living in the safest time of all time, but for some reason it seems like the most difficult time for these new individuals that are being.
I'm gonna tell you why.
And I feel like we need to set things into place.
We haven't paid attention to people's emotions for so long. It's just been be tough, work through it, be hard. Like I feel like it's just calling us to pay attention to certain things. It's not calling us really to be softer, but it's like with those kids that are softer, we need to change up the tactics to teach them how to deal with their emotions. They don't know how to deal with their emotions because their parents never dealt with their emotions. If you had a whole 3 generations who were told that feeling is weak, now everybody's feeling. You don't see, like, it's calling us to pay attention to those feelings and find a way to deal with those feelings so that we're not fucking weak and just giving in. It's calling us to re-innovate the way that we deal with emotions. I don't think it's always, I think we can see it as bad or detrimental, or we can see it as something that needs to be tended to. And I think that Gen X parents maybe and boomers not gonna know how to deal with a soft kid. But a millennial who's been through the shit and being the bridge that that goes through between the two, we're gonna be able to teach those kids how to deal with those emotions.
What it is we're entering a society where certain attributes aren't gonna matter anymore. I remember when they were talking about aliens or whatever, and they were saying like the aliens, their vessels were really weak and fragile, and that's because on their planet or whatever, it was things that mattered like intelligence over like their physical bodies. That's why they can be like weak and fragile, like a 10-year-old boy, but their brain is big or whatever. And with the AI stuff, like they're setting parameters. So you can't put into AI, how could I end the world? You know, the AI would be the AI would be like parameters would be set so you can't type certain things into the AI. I just think we can't, while we enter this new world, we can't bring certain things with us and certain type of mentalities with us. So maybe we are gonna, like, society may be a little softer, you know, just because we're stepping into a more intelligence driven world. Where you don't really need like
physicality,
raw physicality.
We're not
like that.
It's like we need to come out of survival mode. You need physicality to come out of to survive.
And when you think about what AI can do, AI is gonna help crime, because it's gonna be like, okay, we figured out that crime is more prevalent in this area, so and with these type of things going on in this area, so if we switch this around, then the crime rate should drop. You know what I mean? According to statistics and algorithms and shit like that.
To see the things that we can't.
That's what I'm saying. Because so basically, where does crime? Okay, so let's just a quick.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying for example.
So cool. There's a thing I saw Joe Rogan said. It was a saying that he was. It's not his saying, but it's a saying that he said. But it's something I totally agree with. He said that hard times create tough people. Mm-hmm. And good times create soft people. And I get it. We may be in a time where intelligence supersedes physical or survivability, whatever, and physical or fortitude. Or I can't even say just physical, because it's not about fucking. We haven't been fucking fighting in wars like that for years. So it's like, it's not just about physical. But I think those things also have a lot to do with building character. And it's not just about like.
It's about a balance.
It's definitely a balance, and for this, just for the example, that saying that Joe Rogan's. If we know that good times create soft people, and wouldn't it be intelligent to like predict those times and put things in a place so that doesn't happen?
But that's why it's being put to the surface. You got to know where the holes are at to kind of fix them.
Wait, what?
You have to see where people are having a hard time dealing with things to know how to fix that. You have to see the bad shit to fix it.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're intelligent enough to create AI that can do things, you should also be intelligent enough to be proactive to see what things that can be put into place to mitigate. I'm not saying it's going to delete all problems. I just want to like retract. Mm-hmm. I'm not retract, but go back. I'm not saying we should not have AI. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that we should be
more conscious, yes,
diligent, and proactive into like how we go about this. Man, like, we need to start thinking about all problems it can create. And I don't know if that's being done already, but it hasn't been brought to my attention.
But more problems is essentially more solutions when you think about it.
Yes, exactly.
Because all problem is a business.
Wait, what?
Because businesses solve problems.
As problems arise, someone's going to want to create a solution.
Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay. So now, like, as these new industries open up because of AI, new jobs will open up because of AI. Like, money's going to get funny. Money's going to get really weird and funny. Rethink how we because make it. A lot of the drop shipping, these people can use AI. And they're just sitting on the computer, and the computer is making money on expert for them.
You get what I'm saying? That's cool. But that's what I'm saying. That's something proactive. You know what I mean? Like that's something that can be like, all right, well, if this job is no longer available because we got AI to do it, we need to have something to replace it. And I don't think the businesses that are like trying to save money are going to be thinking about also another job to give people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's corporations.
No, it's the underdogs that are going to build the businesses that come up.
Which means that's reactive. They have to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm saying. I say something needs to happen proactively. Because that means there's going to be a gap where shit is bad.
Like, for example.
But that's like, it has to happen.
Like, for example.
So, for example, let's just like a simple example would be like, let's say that all grocery stores no longer need employees. How many, like, across the country, how many grocery stores do you think, like, or like, fuck Costco's. There's no more employees at Costco's. All the Costco's in the country are now manned by AI.
Yeah.
All those employees do what now?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you, because that opens up change problems, open up new businesses. Now you have a business that offers services of convenience. Now, for the person that the old person, the elderly person that can't go to the grocery store, there's an app where somebody can pick up your groceries and go do that for you. Now, you get what I'm saying?
It's just gonna revolutionize how we do things.
It just switches the pieces.
All right, so
for every job that's lost, a job will be gained.
So it's kind of hard to like predict what's going to happen, because I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But for y'all to not acknowledge that there may be an issue that's not as simple.
There is.
There definitely will be.
There is.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't think.
But that comes with change.
I get that. I'm still saying that as people that are as smart enough to make AI, if you're that intelligent, you should also be cognitive or responsible. Like, I feel like the same way like somebody has a platform, like, all right, I got to kind of foresee me saying certain things. Like Kanye should have been foreseeing him saying DEFCON on blah, blah.
That's not human. But that's not always human.
Hold on. Like,
and I feel like if you're going to have this, like, with great power comes great responsibility. So like if you're going to be that intelligent enough to create something that can solve problems, but also create major problems, there should also be something to mitigate proactively the fallout for whatever it causes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you're also saying that we can't predict the fallout.
Us.
That's what I'm saying. So how are we gonna?
I'm not talking about us three. I'm talking about the people creating the shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's idealistic. Those people don't care about.
It's idealistic, but I think it's also responsible.
But how are we gonna predict what industries will fall and what?
What are you creating it for?
For change,
innovation.
So if you're creating it so we're talking about something like, if a person is creating a robot to fucking cure cancer, how is that going to affect the medical field? All right, boom, we did this. There needs to be something also in place behind it. Like, these people now are going to be out of a profession. There's something that needs to come behind it.
I think that's a personal responsibility.
I get what you're saying.
I get it. It seems like,
I get what you're saying.
And the reason why it's so hard to think of something a little bit more accurate is just that I don't know what they're creating.
Let me give you an analogy of how I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go to war, right? I can't prevent a third of my soldiers from dying.
Strategy.
We're still gonna go to war and win.
Yeah.
I think that's really the mentality. Is we're gonna innovate. A lot of jobs are gonna be lost. We're gonna take a couple L's, but we're gonna innovate society and figure it out.
I just don't think that's the only fallout or thing that's gonna cause. It's not just about jobs. I feel like there's got to be something bigger that can be like catastrophic to humanity or society. Like for instance, did you know that they just created discovered how to create fusion energy? You know what fusion energy is? Basically, it's there's two things on Earth that has never been able to be reciprocated or recreated: is water and energy. Like, you can't, like, energy cannot be destroyed nor created.
It just is.
They figured out how to take energy and produce more. That is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That's like some 3055 shit. So that's basically like saying like they're gonna be able to. There's gonna be heart monitors that don't ever die.
Yeah,
like that's just. I don't know what they're gonna create out of that. But the possibilities now are gonna be fucking endless. Like one day you're never gonna ever fucking have to charge anything. Your phone will never die. Like,
but that's gonna ruin some jobs.
That's going to ruin some jobs.
Yeah.
What is the downfall of that? Somebody needs to be retroactively looking like, okay, well, if this falls off, like it can be catastrophic. It's a domino effect. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what that domino effect is going to be. So, like, these simplistic examples that we're giving, it's like, oh, that's not a big deal. I get that, but there is going to be something that's a big deal.
But that's a part of it. So I think I love you because you're very idealistic in nature, and you're already looking at the blind spots and the gaps.
I'm trying to.
And that's why I appreciate it. However, I feel like that's just kind of part of evolution, is you don't know which way it's going to go. But the beauty is there's people like you who are thinking like you. But especially United States is capitalistic in nature. They don't give a fuck.
That's what scares me.
They don't be scared.
That is scary.
Because you know why? Because we know that there's more than, if you think like that, there's people who think like you. So if there's
wishful thinking is kind of like,
it's not wishful thinking. It's literally just universal law. There's billions of people. There's trillions of people on this earth. If you think like that, there has to be more people that think like you. So that's like, okay, there was a time where just like time changes, period. There was medieval times. Then the Industrial Revolution fucking changed the world.
Yo, COVID.
Do you get it? It made us need to change. We have to change.
COVID killed mad people. What's the name? When they did the Tuskegee syphilis trial.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That killed mad people. I'm saying
shit has to happen.
How many times do we have to sacrifice people?
As long as the people who's in charge is in charge.
I just can be okay with it though.
No,
I'm not okay with it.
No, it's not being okay with it. It's like, okay, I'll give you an example. I work in a clinic, right? I've been working in mental health and clinical settings for about 7 to 8 years now. I was literally hired to see the gaps in the system, see where the system doesn't work. I called them out and they're like, that's a little too much. That's some millennial shit. We can't do that. Right? So it's literally like there's just a whole generation or type of people who don't want that change because things have always been a certain way. Right? And with that change, it's gonna change the way. It's gonna. Not one of those, though. No, what I'm saying it's not us.
Yeah,
we're not the problem. It's the people who are in charge, building this shit, running this shit, that are creating this shit. They don't think like us.
And that's
it's going
problematic,
to take,
I think.
But it's going to take. I work in the system. I've learned everything about every organization I've ever worked for. So you think that I'm not going to bust my ass? I'm in nursing school. I'm going to school so I can build a system that shuts that shit down and does what they won't do.
I get that. But
that's what I'm
saying though is I'm not saying I feel like if you're going to invent some shit, you should be responsible for also.
They're not going to.
Responsible for looking for the fallout as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's idealistic in nature.
I feel like that's responsible.
But that's like somebody creating Napster. And be like, you know what? I'm not gonna release Napster because I know a lot of artists are gonna
making money off CDs.
Are gonna miss out on the royalties.
I guess you could say, I'm not saying it's easy. I know it's a little idealistically thinking, but in a world or in a form where, as far as superstars, millionaires missing out on money, that sucks. Yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about something that could be catastrophic to like the existence of humanity. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm like being a little bit too fucking dystopian or whatever, or cautious. But it feels like this is the beginning of every fucking movie like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like
what if they put that idea in your head the only way to change it, like in all of those stories, there's always somebody who's the key to changing that.
But
so
I feel like that's the movie part of it. Like it's like
no,
I don't
that's
think
the
it's
real
gonna be
part.
one part of it. I don't think. I think that's the
I feel like that's the really coolest shit ever.
Bro, we
is that all it takes is one person who will think
COVID,
like you.
Bro. We struggled bad with COVID. It took dumb long. And mad people died, bro. And I know maybe you think it's a conspiracy. Who knows what it was?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it was just like it's almost like certain things. I believe that certain things need to die for new things to take place. And unfortunately, like I know it was tough and it was hard and there was a lot of things, but it made us pay attention to the things that needed to be changed. Like the people who passed away were either already had health issues, health complications. Like do you get what I'm saying? Like it just made us pay attention to where the gaps are in our healthcare system. I'm
gonna be honest.
How did it get so bad that so many people were affected? We need to pay attention to that. I don't think it was the
health system problem. I think it was just a fucking pandemic. There's not enough hospitals in the world to deal with the shit that we was dealing, the magnitude we were dealing with it. And honestly, I feel like the silver lining is easier to say when it doesn't affect like directly a person. So like, I'm not saying that you don't know anybody that lost
mad people.
I'm not saying you do or don't, but I feel like, if there's something that happens to that magnitude, I don't know, man.
It's natural. It's natural for pandemics to happen. The Black Plague didn't take everybody out.
I don't think that was natural.
Yes, it was. It was literally just living amongst disease, and it made them people like, oh, maybe we need to start taking baths and fucking creating barns so that animals can live.
Not taking baths is very unnatural to me.
But they didn't know that. Yeah. How are you gonna tell a bunch of people that don't know that this idea exists and it's gonna make us be better?
That's why I'm saying if all these examples of things that we do not know the effect of them, at some point we gotta be. That's like saying, let's touch this, got burned. Let's touch this, got burned.
That's how you learn.
Let's touch this, got burned. At some point you gotta be like, hey bro, let's touch this with some gloves on.
Right.
Hey bro, let's cool this down before we touch it.
That's the point.
The part that I'm missing is like, what example?
I can't because I don't know what they're creating.
It's almost like it's a like hypothetical
of a hypothetical.
Yeah,
it's hard. Saying. That's what I'm saying. But at the point is like none of us have any knowledge in AI. So even if I had the answer. Like I couldn't. Would you understand what I was saying? So what we're saying?
No, because you can use an example of like okay.
So none of us know. None of us know what's being created. That's like the same way I just told you about the fusion back.
But it's almost like a vague debate because it's like you're saying we should have precaution on what we do with the AI, but you have no example of what precautions we should have.
I don't know what's going to be created.
But I'm saying, for example, like okay, there's an AI in the medical field that predicts.
Okay, that's a good example. So like, what if there's like. Let's say one of your closest family members is in the hospital and is another person in the hospital and they rate your life. Oh, there's this percentage chance to save this person. We're not going to give this person everything we have because it's a better chance to save this person.
Happens every day.
I'm sorry. I don't like that. Hell no. That's my mom.
So
bro.
now we have something.
Like an example.
That's what I'm saying. Now we have a clear example of it. Like I get that. I do get that, but it's like the same example that I said with with war and innovation, and like if you have if somebody stabbed you and then somebody else shot you, right? The bullet almost is close to like a main artery, and the stab is something that can just be covered up. They're gonna attack the gun wound first. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Understood.
Like there's even though like that stab wound is like the shit hurts, you know? It's like there's a bigger scale when it comes to macro and like priority when it comes to like the world. And I think when it comes to that priority, that innovation is always going to be more important to advance civilization. Like there's no way that we're gonna have to like hold back on progressing society just because we're
again. That's
scared
never.
of
That's,
what could go
that's
wrong.
never what the example. That's never what I've been saying. So I hear what you're saying, right? But that's not something to defend on this argument, because the argument I'm saying is there needs to be things put in place. I'm never saying that we should stop. We should stop progressing. I'm never going to say that.
So when when motorized cars first came out, there weren't traffic lights. They built traffic lights because niggas died. Do you get it? Like there has.
So basically, your argument is people have to die before things get better. I'm trying to say
things have to go wrong.
Things have to go wrong.
I feel like
before you can figure out how to make things right.
And I agree.
That's a part of life.
I agree to an extent. I feel like there's enough examples of things going bad for people to start having a more proactive approach to
I get what you're saying. It's like you should be not even be able to predict it, but it's like, okay, if we do this could happen, so let's make provisions.
Exactly. That's like me saying,
we can kind of get ahead of what can go wrong.
Exactly. So here's how I'm seeing your point of view from like here. This is what it sounds like when you're saying to me, we don't know what the weather is outside. Just go outside. Why don't you just check the phone? Like check something. Put your hand out. Whip your finger and put your hand out the window. Something to like mitigate you going outside and risking
you're
being
saying
cold.
Be more conscious of where you're headed,
so
you can kind of somewhat plan to like like you said, if it's about to snow outside, you're gonna fucking check the weather before you go outside. It might not snow, it might.
Exactly.
But let me bring a coat, let me have a shovel in my car, let me have
the
provisions to deal
outside.
with. I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
And I'm saying I didn't say what you said, but I'm saying that it's gonna snow indefinitely.
Yeah, and to me what it sounded like you said, fuck it, just go outside.
Nah, but there's some people that's gonna say, fuck it, let's go outside. And they're gonna have that, like some people have to learn the hard way. Not everybody learns from like thinking that way.
I feel like
there are a lot of people who don't care.
From other example, and I get
of course,
that. I get
but that's not everybody. That's the people who think.
I hear
we
that.
live in a world where most people let other people do the thinking for them.
So
somebody will check the weather and say, oh, well, it said it's going to be clear, and they're not thinking about snow at all. And it snows, and now they're stuck in the middle of it. Okay. But now they learn from being stuck in the snow. So now, you know what? Now I'm just going to keep a shovel and some shit in my car just in case it snows.
And so this is what I'm saying then. So in that case, what I'm saying is that there should be some type of mandate that you should have to, before you start pushing people outside in the cold, you should have to make sure
but we live in
that
the United
there's
States.
options.
They don't do that.
They
don't care. Like
that
you know
can't
what's
be the
crazy?
mentality. I don't think
no,
that's
but that's why I said like I appreciate the way you think, but we live in this capitalist country.
And I agree.
We live in this capitalist country where the last thing they're thinking about is the people that might be affected by it.
So when I say,
so I get what you're saying.
So when I sit here and say,
they don't give a fuck. They're trying to make bread off that shit. So I get why you're scared. But you know what's crazy is the people who are scared are more dangerous than them.
I disagree.
Because they're going to see it. Like, what do you think conspiracy theorists are? They see that shit coming from a mile away and they're like, oh, I need to tell people. Oh, I need to build something so that people know what the fuck the people that don't care about the people know.
Yeah,
do you get like? I feel like there's gonna be the fucking genius mad scientist who doesn't care about fucking. There's always gonna be a Orochimaru. There's always gonna be a nigga who's like doing sick shit for the sake of science and for the sake of innovation, and he's not really gonna take into consideration how that's gonna affect a large scale of people. But then there's always gonna be a Jiraiya who's gonna be like, you know what? I see what he's up to, and I see something better for the future, and I don't want this to affect the future. So I'm going to do something that's going to change, that's going to affect and change what he's building. There has to be all parts.
I hear that point. I get that. And
I'm saying your fear is validated. But what I'm saying is fear is going to keep you afraid. To be afraid and not get proactive is to be weak. Be afraid, but let that motivate you to build something that counters what you think is about to happen.
So I'm not. So again, like I'm not saying that's my whole argument. Is there should be something done.
And I feel like there's going to be someone who's going to build it, and that's why I'm telling you, like,
but how do we know that?
You can be afraid because if you think the way you think, then there's someone else who exists who thinks the same way.
Oh, well, I hope so.
I'm telling you.
I hope so.
If there's it's like. you're not the only person who thinks that way.
I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure.
You're not. So there's someone in a position of power who can create whatever you're talking about. There's someone who's thinking, like, there's always the rogue scientist who's like, this is wrong, guys. I see, like, when Resident Evil, there's always somebody who's like, I need to build, I see what they're doing, and I don't like that shit. I don't like where it's going. It's going to affect a lot of people. Let me build an antivirus.
Yeah.
There's always going to, I'm saying have faith in the fact that, yes, there's going to be things built that might help, like, might hurt the general society. But there's going to also be that one person who's going to build something that's going to counter it.
Yeah.
That's just the way the world works. For every villain, there's a hero.
We'll see.
I think we trampled that conversation. What's going on? What's going on in culture today?
Oh man, Tory Lanez. That's something I wanted to talk about.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of I don't know.
How do you feel about it?
I'm kind of a little I'm torn.
Yeah.
I feel bad because it's, I don't know. Like I definitely was down with Meg at first. And then like during the court we couldn't see the actual
it wasn't like the OJ
it wasn't televised.
Right.
And we were just hearing people give their recap, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like almost 100% sure this man was like innocent. And I'm think we're never gonna know exactly what happened that night, but one thing that was clear after like the evidence came out, like
he shot
the
fire shot.
It's like, I don't know, that woman was hurt and she was a victim. And I'm not gonna lie, but we had a whole show about biases, mm-hmm. and even though I said I don't want to, my standpoint was I don't want to condemn the man before he's been proven guilty. I still stand by that, but I'm not gonna lie. The more things that came out, I never said anything bad about her or anything, but I started to feel like, oh, she was a liar, like she's not telling the truth, and I don't know
why.
Oh, she said she didn't sleep with him. She went on that the what's that lady show?
Wendy?
Not Wendy. It was like she's like the new Oprah. What's her name again?
The new Oprah.
I don't know. You don't see that? You didn't? I saw the shit where she went on.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, she went on there and like she was crying and everything. Shit, what R. Kelly was talking. That lady that R. Kelly talked to was like, these people are killing me. Gail, yeah.
Oprah's best friend.
Yeah, Oprah's best friend. She basically just like, it looked like she was making like it seemed insincere. Like she was like trying to make this thing to destroy his name. And as a man that's,
or maybe she was just trying to protect hers and not be seen as a whore.
That's what I'm saying. So basically I took that as like, oh, this seems to be like a PR kind of thing or like a type of manipulation. So it's like, I feel like I was like overly cognitive or overly cautious of everything that was being said. Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? Like all right, Sade, right?
Yeah.
If I was messing with you, right, and we had a wild night, and somehow like I shot you in the foot, you know what I mean? Would you lock me up for jail for like 20 years?
Well, I like you, so I'd probably go about it a different way where I would be able to get taken care of, but you wouldn't go under the jail.
I just don't get. Do you get what I'm saying?
You don't fuck with a person that you want to condemn.
I wouldn't put somebody in jail for 20 years. I'll be like, yo, you're paying for all these fucking hospital bills.
However, you just don't.
You don't fuck with that person no more.
You paying for all these hospital bills, and that was crazy.
And I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing, but that's crazy.
You don't know.
And we gonna talk about it, but I don't think I want to see you in jail for 30 years.
But you don't know how he treated her. Like, even if there's guys that I have been with that I wouldn't give a fuck if they went to jail or not. I wouldn't care because of the relationship and the dynamic.
But the thing
if it was somebody that I genuinely gave a fuck about and I really cared about them and it was a situation that just got out of hand and I ended up getting hurt because of it, I probably would consider that person. But if I don't give a fuck about them, I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking fry you. I'm going to fry you because you hurt me and I feel some type of way. And now I'm emotional and I don't give a fuck about you. So all bets are off.
Would you do that to any of your exes, Gino?
Nah.
I would.
You would? You would?
Hell yeah.
I don't think I can't.
There's a couple of niggas I wouldn't care. I would not give a fuck about what happened to them. You fucked with the wrong person. You fucked with the wrong bitch. And we was cool and now we're not. So I don't give a fuck.
So here, and look, I'm not condemning you for that at all. And I feel like
I take it to a weird place.
Hold on. Let me just
You
real quick.
didn't.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like, yo, and victim shame. Like, I won't do that, but I can't see myself being okay with. I don't just have that. I don't know if I just don't have that fire in my heart to like.
Yeah,
maybe
I got
I'm
all
too
the fire.
soft. Maybe I'm too soft.
Yeah,
but
I'm joking.
Hey, it is what it is.
I'm joking.
These things work. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, I don't know if I'm too soft, but I don't think I would have sent somebody to jail for that long, or try to like. Because like at some point, like you were like tight with that person.
Yeah, you chose them.
Like they were together all the time, according to whatever information that's been out. They were like a thing, and like I don't like. Do you really feel like that? I like at the same point, it's like, damn, I would never think this person would ever shoot me. But at the same time, it's like, do you think his intention was to kill you? Like, listen, I don't know what the fuck happened.
That's what I'm. This is coming from a woman who's been in a situation just like that. Who's been in a situation where I would have never thought that it would get to the place that it got. You get what I'm saying? Like, I cared for the person deeply. I tried everything to do everything not to affect that person's life, but that person never gave a fuck about mine.
Yeah,
so once you don't give a fuck about me, all bets are off. This is what we're doing. You take it there, we're taking it there. And you did that. You did that because you destroyed the integrity of the bond that we built. If we were hanging out and there was mutual respect and consideration, things can always go awry. Things can get fucked up. But the fact that she went and said what she said, like you said, you watched the interview and
that's what made me not believe her.
But he was on the internet talking crazy, giving her up crazy. Okay, that's what we playing. That we fucking playing. That we're playing, my nigga. That we're fucking playing. You want to go there? We're going there.
Actually, no.
We're going.
No.
He did.
That's not how it went. Because at first, he was not saying anything, and then
he felt some type of way about what she did.
She started. Her team started taking over the media and stating things against him.
So they don't have a bond where they had a conversation like, yo, your team's wilding.
That's what I feel like that fucked up. I feel like if they would have spoke afterwards, do you get what I'm saying? But so
they weren't tight enough to have that conversation.
But they were tight enough to be fucking?
Listen, you can fuck somebody and not give a fuck about them.
Yeah, you can, but like
what does that say about you though?
It says you're low vibrating. Like, we all been there. Let's be real. You fuck plenty of people that you don't. I'll never think about them again.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, fucking's easy. I just said this to a friend the other night. Fucking is easy. Fucking is easy.
Again, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm not shaming her.
We build a bond.
Her decision. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to put myself in that position.
It's me above everybody.
And I don't know that I would have gone I don't know if I would have. I don't know.
She's also Aquarius. That bitch got to a point where she didn't give a fuck no more. She said fuck it. And then he started talking spicy. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100. If this nigga knew that he did what he did and was talking
and
the
you
way
talking
he was
spicy,
talking,
nigga, it's a wrap.
That is kind of wild. Like,
I'm
my
burying
nigga, like,
you.
How did you even fix your face to like come out here like this? But hold on, let's look at also the evidence. Also, the evidence is kind of weird. Like the phone call, phone call was what made me see like, all right, now I didn't understand how the jury came to like, oh yeah, niggas thought this nigga was guilty,
right?
But then I heard his phone call to the friend, and he sounded extremely apologetic. Like, you know when you
fucked
fuck up,
up.
you know when you fuck up, but you can't really say what you did, and you like you trying to
my bad.
and you just saying whatever,
just
like
got crazy.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's not like
that's
me.
what it sounded like. But before that, what I saw was like there's a witness that lived there said that he witnessed a girl shooting. Like that was so confusing to me. Once I heard that,
but if they lived there, wouldn't they be on his side? And wouldn't they speak in his favor?
What? But he wasn't speaking in his favor. He said that he saw the girl shooting and then he saw the guy shoot. So it's like, wait, what was that? And what are you eating? Because you know what I'm talking about?
Yo, the crazy thing is, the real problem is they're not just drinking.
Nah, they said she had 6 bottles of Henny.
My nigga, they're not just drinking. They on all different types of drugs.
All types of shit.
They was rolling.
And that's the thing. Like, if you know niggas is on some like, if y'all all rolling on some shit, come on. Like, that right there is like, yo, don't.
Chill,
I was on some shit. Like that's what something is being hidden. I feel like, in my opinion, something else was being hidden.
Right.
Like nobody wanted to speak. Tori didn't take the stand. Meg said bare minimum. Kelsey said bare minimum. Like what the fuck is going on?
Think about all three of us in a situation. None of us is gonna do each other dirty like
Hell
that.
No.
But that's because we all respect and consider each other. We gotta have a fucking group think before we fucking go to anybody about this shit.
Not for nothing, if like in that scenario, if I was there and you shot her in the foot, I'm calling both y'all niggas. Hey, cuz, what the fuck? What the fuck happened?
But you get what I'm saying? It's gonna be a talk.
Yeah, it's gonna be a talk. But it seems like all three of them just like didn't speak at all.
There's no integrity in the whole situation.
But if they called me to the stand, though, I probably would have did what Kelsey did. I don't know what the fuck y'all. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember shit. Whoop. What? I don't know nothing. Like, if y'all didn't talk to me,
a real nigga
I'm
gonna
not
do
snitching
that.
on y'all, but I don't know what to say, so I don't know nothing.
I ain't saying shit. But that's a
nothing.
real nigga's gonna do that. But somebody who's in their feelings and emotionally unintelligent and just feeling some type of way, I'm giving you up and I'm gonna bury you because you made me feel some type of way and you talking spicy. It's a rap. It's a rap, my nigga, and I hope you gonna be sorry for what you did. And that's just a person who has the capacity to not give a fuck about somebody when they start not giving a fuck about me.
But not for nothing, I've been in a semi-abusive relationship. Like it's kind of weird because I'm a dude and I'm 6'3", and
it doesn't
you know
matter.
what I mean. But like I had an
matters.
ex that was like on some real like put hands on a nigga type shit, break bottles. Like I didn't had shit broken over my head and shit. I got don't get me wrong, I didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? But I never ever would put my hands on her ever. And I don't know, bro. I feel like if she would have shot me, I think I would have my sister square her out before I like send her to prison for 20 years.
But you have integrity.
I don't think that's integrity. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is.
No, I think
if she would have shot me, I think I'd have just, my sisters is finna see you and they gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, somebody shoot me, it's a wrap.
Like, I don't know. Like, in the foot, though. Like, if she shot me anywhere else, my nigga, like,
I don't care.
She gotta get bodied. She getting buried. Like, I don't know if I would. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like.
And I wouldn't have went on Instagram Live crying.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But then again, it's just like,
but we're also talking about weird fucking entertainment, music. That world is fucking weird, and you can't, like, just from watching all the shit that go down in that world, does anybody ever really fuck with anybody in that world? They'll fuck with each other, they'll be cool, and the next minute you're just like, yo, I thought y'all was just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. I feel like we're real people. We're real people.
Yeah.
They're weird people. Like, they live in a world that we don't exist in. And in that world, it's literally like my image over yours.
Yeah.
So we can say what we saying, but they live in a world that we don't necessarily exist
it gets really fuzzy and creepy.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say. It gets fuzzy. So it's just like, oh, this bitch trying to make me look like this. I'm gonna make her look like this. And then it just goes too far and now y'all can't come back from where it went.
I think that's the element of it that's probably like that element, like they both have brands to protect and they're both like they got teams behind them.
They both were big as fuck.
Big as fuck at the time, and then they both were trying to like see how they could like spin it in their favor.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess that's different.
And
but
there was no mutual. There couldn't have been no mutual respect if they didn't have a conversation.
Yeah, I agree. But basically, the point I was trying to make is like, even though I stated, like, we can go back on the tapes. My thing is, I don't like this society where it's like, we have to just believe. I want to support black women, and we should be protecting black women. We should be protecting women in general, but yes, black women. I don't want to just say let's believe everything that's every accusation.
Because as a black woman, I'm with you on that.
I don't like that because it's just like, bro, like, so any questions, like, what if it's like any questions I got just don't matter? Like, right. No, I gotta like, if this nigga did it, then we fucking hang this nigga together, like whatever. Right. But I am guilty. I am guilty because once she started lying about like having sex with the nigga, like it was clearly some messiness going on in that shit, and like I just like kind of like I didn't vocalize it out loud, at least not publicly. But think about it,
she worked really hard for her career, came up real fast.
I
Would you want everybody to think that you're some whore that's just fucking with a nigga?
Bro,
like,
we made the wet ass pussy. We're not thinking it already.
But
like, you know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy too? I think it's weird because literally her music says like
that's what she on.
That's what I do. So for her. I think it's weird that she didn't stand on what she stand on. Yeah, I fucked him. So what?
Exactly.
And
like, I would have respected. Like,
right, exactly. You can respect it. Like I fucked the nigga and it just got weird. Exactly. I don't know what happened. Nigga just turned on me. Like if she would have did that, I'd be like, all right.
And
I get what you're saying because as a black woman, I'm the same way. It's like we don't believe you. We need more.
Exactly, and that's where I was at. I was just like. Something a little off. And then on top of that, this nigga Tory came out with an album like that sound wild convincing. I'm like, this nigga is both. Like, if you are lying, bro, that nigga's a sociopath. Like, my nigga, you went hard, bro. Like, that is some.
But any nigga defending themselves, you don't think that's what they gonna do?
You stay quiet, bro. Most of these niggas like get in situations like was court time. You don't hear shit for them.
He's a Leo. He can't help
I don't know, but that nigga went in. So at the end of the day, I was like, with my own biases because I've been in situations.
I think he got cocky.
Yeah, he did get cocky. That's the thing.
He's a Leo.
This nigga was super like confident. I'm like, this nigga knows something we don't know. This nigga about to drop a bomb on us, like. And that's what it was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't jacking her.
You don't know Leo.
I wasn't jacking her like
they're
that.
They're super master emotional manipulators.
Hey, bro, that nigga, he had me. That nigga had me. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit. With that said, everybody know your people.
Know your people.
Know your motherfucking people. That's another episode of the ISC. Like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in again. See you next week.
Wop, wop, wop.